Hi, Winers. Welcome back. Happy Thirsty Thursday. It's your girl P, and I have Israel Rodriguez, local Houston artist and muralist in the studio. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Typically, I want you to kind of introduce yourself if you don't mind,
Okay.
because I think I stumbled upon your Instagram maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. I was just really impressed by your work. It's just beautiful. You use a lot of bright colors, which I think attracted me. And then I loved too, like as a startup business kind of thing. I mean, you're in art, obviously, and I'm a podcaster, but I loved how you were really like, there's room for everyone at the table. You're like kind of always giving advice or maybe secrets or things that you've stumbled across that have helped you in your journey. So I think I was just like, oh, this guy's cool. I ended up going to one of your art shows. And then a couple years later, asking you to be on my podcast. So who the hell are you?
Well, you kind of...
Is that a good summary?
Yeah. I mean, you
Okay.
kind of introduced me like pretty well.
Okay.
Israel Rodriguez, local artist from Houston. I've been painting for about, say maybe going on 11 years.
Okay.
Full time for about, it's going to be 4 years in December.
Obviously, business owner, Airbnb.
Yeah. I just got my, I just paid the electric bill.
Oh.
That was insane. Like I had to call them. I had to call them because I was like, something's got to be up.
Was something up?
Not necessarily. It's just hot as hell. You know, it's just super hot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, you have like a bunch of guests. You know, I stay pretty booked up, so it's just kind of, you know, I have a management team for that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I check it here and there.
Yeah.
But you know, it stays pretty booked up. So I'm just assuming it's just, you know, all the bookings, the people coming in, coming out, you know.
Right. And it's not their house, so they're probably not being super considerate about
I mean,
lights on and off.
Yeah, we have the cleaning ladies like come in and kind of like, you know, put the AC back up whenever, you know, the people leave. Mm-hmm. But it's usually back to back, you know. If anything, there's like a 2-day break or something, but
that's good.
Yeah.
Where is your Airbnb located?
It's in Edo.
Okay.
It's like
good area.
next to the it's like real close to the Dynamo Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good spot for people to travel in.
For sure.
And
it's a
you've
really cool house.
decked it out in your art, right?
Yeah, I have 3 of my murals, and then I don't know, I'd probably say like 8 or 9 canvas prints. But yeah.
Do you feel like that's like one of the main like allure? Like, are people booking your Airbnb because it's like IG photo status kind of thing? Like, it's a cool spot to stay?
Probably a bit of everything, honestly. I mean, location is really good.
Yeah.
The amount of people that it holds is really good. Then all that. Mm-hmm. So I think it's kind of just a lot of everything.
That's cool.
Because it sleeps 18 people.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a 4-story townhome.
Who?
Yeah.
What are we doing with 18 people?
Saving money. I mean, that's the well. So what's cool about it too is that, you know, even if it's not 18 people, you all essentially can get a room with a bathroom.
I'm just trying to think. Do I know 17 other people that I would like travel to a city?
I don't.
with?
I don't. But it's. I mean, when you think about it, you break it down, right? You have a big house, and you can just, you know, you still save money depending on you know, what your budget is, I guess, when you travel. But it's just more space. You know what I mean? I know that's, for me, it's kind of a big thing. I don't like to be crammed up.
Yeah, I feel like the older I get, I'm 33, and it's like going on trips these days, I'm like, I'm not doing the pull-out couch thing. I want my whole ass bed.
Exactly. So you can get your own room, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, the prices isn't crazy.
Okay.
Depending on the type of year you travel and stuff like that. But, I mean,
that's pretty cool.
I think it's worth it. For sure.
Yeah, and especially if it's like IG photo, it's the craze.
Yeah. I
days.
have a lot of like people who support me out here who kind of, you know, have asked me to go check it out and stuff like that, but I can't really do that. You know, especially with Airbnb is like pretty, well, it's not necessarily Airbnb. It's more so like the customers. Like, you have to be very careful with a lot of shit. Like, oh, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Like, I've heard of people like complaining, like if they've seen like a hair on the floor or something like that, you know? So they're like, you got to be fucking very. So let's just say I brought like 3 friends to come check it out, and then I didn't get let's just say they went to the bathroom and they left something or something like that, and I didn't notice, and then we got booked, and then the guest came and they complained. We have to deal with that, and then sometimes, if they
like Airbnb is very like the guests will complain and Airbnb will like follow up with you and like basically.
Well, usually my management team, they'll reach out to my management team and they'll just kind of like complain directly to them.
Oh no!
And then we'll have to go back and forth and just kind of figure it out, But you get some that are just very like
some Karens and Kevins.
Mm-hmm. So it's just like
not a single piece of hair on the floor.
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't deal with any of that. Shout out to Shay.
Yeah.
My friend.
Okay.
She's a friend, but she's also she deals
on your team. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So
awesome.
I don't deal with any of that, but I mean, yeah. I also have been thinking about getting a beach house though. And same concept.
Yeah.
But then that would make more sense for them to like book it. Right. So
fun.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
In Galveston?
In Galveston.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
So I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of the business part of, I guess, just in general. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really realize that until I became full time and started like dealing with people and stuff like that. But I'm essentially self-taught. I went to the Art Institute. Well, I went to school. I tried school, like ACC,
academic
like
school.
Yeah, like, I tried. I just didn't end up going back. I just quit.
I quit too.
Yeah, I went to the Art Institute for about a year and a half.
Okay.
That's where I found out that I could paint. And then quit that. Yeah, and I didn't go back to school, but then I had this like 9 to 5 and I was there for about 7 years. So I was painting, but
limited.
Very limited.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it would take me probably like 5-6 months to finish a painting.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Cause I would, to me, like if you're limited on time when it comes to art, it's kind of difficult to progress because first of all, you have to get in a mindset, and then it's like, I don't know, I'm bad with like timers. Like I don't like to be rushed.
Okay.
For anything.
Okay.
So like if I'm in like the zone, it's gonna be hard to get in the zone if I know that I'm gonna have to stop at a certain time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
you probably don't have a whole lot of room to be creative too when you like, oh, I can only paint for an hour and a half today.
Yeah, it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like it naturally flows, It's just kind of like it's forced. It's almost like I have to do it. But there's times when you kind of just have to just do it.
Right.
Yeah. And because on top of that, like with a painting, it's usually there's certain stages with it. It's like you start it and you're like excited, and then you get to a stage where you hate it, and then there's a stage where you're like getting over that hump, and then you love it. But like as soon as you start to get over that hump is when everything kind of speeds up because you're excited to finish it.
Okay.
But that in between was like terrible, and that I would be in that in between for so long just because it just took me. I just didn't have time.
Yeah. So when you say you would hate it, like you're basically like self-criticizing, like it's not good, it's not good enough. Like what's the hate?
It's a little bit of I think it could be like a couple of things. For me, it's usually I have like a certain vision for it, and if it's not turning out how I want it to, then I hate it. Mm-hmm. Or it's not as good, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you still feel like you have those feelings even because you're doing it full time now? You said for 5 years in December it will be?
4.
4 years. So full time you're doing it. Do you still feel like you have those hate it moments?
Every time.
Really? Every time?
I was working last night and there's a piece that the thing is, I think what you get better at is understanding to trust the process.
Okay.
Because right now there's a piece that I'm working on and I worked on last night, and I added, like, I'm almost done with it, but there's something missing, and I won't know until I do this one last part. And if I still hate it, I have to kind of tweak it. Like, and I just kind of do that until I'm like happy with it, happy enough to where then I stop and then I take the night off or whatever, and I come back, and then that's when I'll really know.
Wow.
You know, but it happens every piece.
I'm laughing because sorry, I just started to imagine. Okay, sometimes you're gonna die, and you don't know me. You're gonna think this girl's a fucking weirdo. Sometimes when I'm putting my eyebrows on my eyebrow pencil,
yeah,
I'm like, I hate it. I have to stop. I have to walk away.
Are you serious? Is that why it takes y'all so long to get ready?
Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I hate it. They look like fucking cousins, not sisters. I put down the eyebrow pencil. I literally walk out of the bathroom and I'm like, okay, try again.
You get flustered? That's funny.
You're talking about your talented art. And in my head, I was like, God, I feel that same way about my eyebrows.
No, but I get it. Kind of. I mean, I get pissed off and it's like on a canvas and I can walk away from it. This is on your face.
It's on my face.
So it's
I've got like a hot date and then I'm like, the more time I spend doing my eyebrows, the more time they're getting worse. They're darker. Why are my eyebrows so dark? I'm dying. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, it's like putting on an outfit that you think would be fire and then it just like looks like shit and you don't have anything else to wear.
Absolutely.
So you're just like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
I get
I like
it.
your outfit today, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, sorry, real big segue. I do that a lot. Okay, awesome. So you have been doing it full time for 4 years, and how long have you had your studio?
It's like what is October or almost October for like a month?
Oh, a month.
Yeah.
Oh wow, congratulations.
Like a month and a week.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
How is it? Because through my stalking on Instagram and where I followed you used to do it at your house.
Yeah. It's super dope. It's huge, which is kind of like starting to overwhelm me a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like having to, essentially like furnish another place.
Yeah.
You know, because I do want an area that I can have like meetings and stuff like that. So looking for a couch, a little spot where I can kind of just chill out and whatnot.
Yeah.
Put a TV up. I'm gonna have a desk. So it's like that, but that just covers like it's 1,800 square foot spot. So that's
2 of my apartments.
Yeah, it's massive and it's just wide open. So it's just like and super high ceilings. So it's just huge spot. But it's cool though because again, like, so I just moved into this place. Like I switched units at my place,
mm-hmm.
and I got a bigger spot specifically because I wanted to have a section where I was doing art. But it's, you know, you quickly realize that's not enough room.
You're talking about at your home,
at my house.
Yeah.
And when I was looking for a studio, you know, I was talking to a couple people about it, and they're like, "Are you sure you need 1,800 square feet?" And I was kind of like, I don't know, but I'd rather not have something smaller
mm-hmm.
and then be in that same situation, because it seemed that seems to always happen where I get a bigger apartment or something, and it's just not enough room.
Right.
Not enough room. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get an 1,800 square foot one. It's right by my house. You know, it has everything that I essentially was looking for.
Yeah.
High ceilings. Has a bay door, has good natural lighting. And you know, it's but it's huge, but it's good though. And it's enough space for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely is. And I don't even have a lot of stuff in there yet, but I have, you know, I'm going to get, you know, a big like craft table on wheels, like probably like 60 by 60, where it's just, you know, then I can have my prints on there. I can work on shit on there.
Cool.
So, you know, it'll eventually look more full, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I think, enough space.
Do you feel like really, really proud of yourself? Like that's a huge step in your career, like to have a whole separate spot. One, that you can obviously afford to do for yourself, but 2, like to have this place where you can go to outside of your home and feel productive and creative, and that's yours.
It's hard for me to feel proud of myself.
Be proud.
I am, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like more people are more proud than I am.
Yeah.
You know, like it's really cool. I think, you know, I think it's like, I don't know, a lot of the stuff that happens like throughout my career, stuff that I never really planned on doing. So it's like the fact that it's happening, it's kind of like, oh shit, that's like dope. But like, it was never like a goal, like a huge goal
To have your own studio.
No.
But the fact that it's happened is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful that I can like, afford this space, and now I can, I think when I talk about my goals, it's more so like they're just kind of bigger. I don't know. There's like an end goal.
Well, these are just stepping stones.
Yeah, definitely. They're stepping stones. I think what I'm more proud of is the fact that, because I overthink everything.
Oh, same.
And I think what I'm more proud of is the fact that I actually did it. You know what I mean?
Like you completed the task.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about it for the past like easily like 2 years. And then eventually and I will text like my friends and be like, should I do it? And they're like, yeah, do it. What do you mean? And this is the same conversation that's been happening for like 2 years. I'm like, should I? And then I think about it, and they're like, dude, you're fucking doing well. Like, just go and get a studio. And I'm just like, I don't know. So that's what I'm proud of.
Yeah.
The fact that I like stepped over like that little annoying, Because I always get in my head about shit.
Same. That was how I felt about building this. Getting a 2-bedroom apartment. People were like, why don't you just go get a studio? I'm like, I want my own studio. Like, it's going to be small and weird and quirky. And yeah, is it going to be weird maybe to invite people over to my house? But like, this is what I want. Yeah. And I'm an overthinker too. And I ask a lot of people for opinions. Oh man. Do you do the same thing?
I'm so bad at that.
Like
I know they get annoyed because I also don't listen to them.
Right.
I don't listen to them. Because I think what it is like, I know what I want to do. I know what I should do. And I just want them to be like, I don't know. I kind of want to I want to know what people, but the thing is like, I don't necessarily care.
Right.
It's just like, I don't know. It's like hearing someone else's thoughts on it, I guess.
I don't know. For me, it's like the validation sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know what it is really. I think it's like, maybe it's like they might bring up something that I haven't thought about. So that's why I'm asking, Yeah. But then again, I've thought about it for so long. Like for one of my friends who I was, when I was getting ready to lock this one in, because we had looked at like easily like probably like 15 of them. Some were just really far. Some were, cheaper, smaller. Something wasn't right, And then I was like, well, and then I like sat there and thought about it for a good like week and a half after like we were getting ready to like lock it in. And I was like, do I need this though? Like I was like thinking about it, like again, trying to talk myself out of it because like I overthink. And I texted my friend and I was like, do I need it? And she was like, I mean, I don't know. Do you? And then I explained why I think I can afford it, what I thought I could bring, just basically the same shit that I already know.
Just had to say it out loud again.
Had to say it out loud. And she was like, you literally, like, everything you just said is the exact reason why you should definitely get it.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it.
You did it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's been a month. I've already kind of like gotten my head about it too, though, which is, I think, typical for me. But I just need to just keep working. I mean, I have a lot of work. Yeah. So it's just, it'll be fine.
What kind of work do you feel like? I mentioned you do like a lot of bright colors and a lot of women's bodies. Is that one woman that you draw? Or is it just something in your mind? Is it a real human body you're drawing?
It's a photo reference. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I did a series of my ex.
Okay. Is that the one with like the heel and the the sneaker?
Yeah.
I like this.
So there's I think 5 or 6 of those that were a actual person that I know.
Okay.
And then the rest have just been like photo references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you do a lot of like you've done Mac Miller. So what is that? What am I trying to say? Like pop. What is the kind of art? What is?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of art I do. I really don't. It's funny because like, who was I? Oh, I was talking to someone about. She sent me, something on. It was like an article on like a Van Gogh. It was gonna be at the museum or some shit like that. Me and her have never hung out, right? So we're talking about like possible date ideas. And she sent me that. And I was kind of like, this is like, I found it funny because I think she was like trying to like send me something that she knows that I'm like, that I would like,
Yeah.
you know? Because she didn't say anything. She just sent the art. She just sent it. And I was like waiting to see if she said anything. Like, what's up? Like, you know? And then I was like, I think this is funny. She was like, fuck. She was like, sorry, this is embarrassing. And I was like, why? I was like, no, I think it's cute. But it's like, I was like, I'll be up front. I'm not like an art snob.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. Like, I enjoy art 100%. But like that older stuff, I'm not really a fan of it. I couldn't tell you when someone painted something, what style they did it in.
Right.
Any of that shit.
Okay.
Even for me, I don't even know like my style, you know?
Yeah.
It's something that I don't know, I just create.
Maybe that just comes too from, you said you're self-taught. So it's just like you started doing just what you liked, came natural, and you're just sticking with it. So there's no category.
I mean, I think it can definitely fall into a category. I just don't know what the hell it is. You know?
Yeah.
I think I would say probably like a little bit of pop art, contemporary, a little bit of abstract.
Mm-hmm. So when people contact you to do a mural, because you have a few around the city of Houston, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're contacting you to do your style, right?
I won't pick up anything that's not my style.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's again, there's no real name for it, but it's just like, this is what I do.
Yeah, I mean, 9
This is
times
what
out
I'm
of
gonna-
10, they follow me, right?
Yeah.
Or they came across my page, or someone sent them my page.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming. I mean, I still like, you know, make sure that they're cool with it, because, you know, also what I don't do is mock-ups. Like, so, well, not really. Not like, like the portraits that I do are all like colored and stuff like that, right?
Uh-huh.
Like that stuff is, it's kind of like, I do it as I go. So like, if you show me a picture of someone, I can tell you where I'm going to place the colors, like the base colors. But while I'm doing it, it's all kind of freestyle. So
Wow.
I can't really, I don't want to create a mock-up, because I don't want you to like that and then I have to do that.
Oh,
So show me a
I see
picture.
what you're saying.
So show me a picture of someone. Let's say Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
You want a Kobe, right? Cool. Just let me do my thing. That's it. Like, and I don't ever have anyone say no. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the only time they say no is my pricing.
Okay.
But when it comes to my style, and that's what I'm grateful for, is that I have, because I've heard stories with artists who have talked with like customers, and, you know, they have to like chase their money, or like they do something and then they don't like it, so then they don't want to get paid, or they just like have to change stuff up. That don't ever happen with me.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just, you know, they give me complete creative freedom, and that's that.
Well, I feel like, I mean, again, I only know you from Instagram, but I feel like, yeah, your art definitely speaks for itself. Like, it all looks similar. You know what I mean? You have obviously the same vibe. I wish I could be creative in that aspect. I'm very, like, I would have to do a mock-up, and I would have to be like, do you like this?
Yeah. No,
Are you sure? Should I move this? Let me phone a friend. Should I?
think I will say that's probably one of the things that I don't. Well, no, I still overthink. Never mind.
Are you overthinking right now?
I was thinking if I overthink, and I do. I was gonna say though, well, it's because I'm pretty stern about that stuff though. Like I just won't. I think, thankfully, I went into this like art career because, again, like I didn't go into this like I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like I was gonna make it happen, but like on my own terms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I was gonna make this shit happen. I don't want to have a boss again.
Right.
So I'm not gonna have someone. I know you're paying me for this, but do you like the artwork that I create or not?
Right.
And if you do, then let me do my thing. Right? I don't want you standing above me telling me to do this or do that. I don't work for anybody. You know what I mean? And I will gladly give you your money back. Because it's not about the money for me either. It's about the whole creative process. So like, let me do my thing, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm glad that I like stepped into this that way, because it's very, I don't have issues with anybody. You know what I mean? And I've just heard stories and it sucks. Cause like,
Yeah.
you know, kind of like how you were saying with like giving people tips and stuff like that. Like I will have people ask me about that. Like, how do you get a customer to like do this or do that, or, you know, and I'm like, shit, I don't know. Like I've never had to deal with that. So, you know, it sucks for them, but I've told them, you got to stand your ground.
Mm-hmm.
Cause a lot of the times what sucks about, that's one of the main reasons why I made that video. You know, that we were talking about with the bar carts, how I didn't.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah. It's the main reason I made that video is because, you know, I think.
The video was you talking about how you did some art on bar carts for a company in Houston and you didn't get paid, or they were giving you problems about.
I got paid.
Or they weren't giving you credit or something.
Yeah. So I did these carts. And I got paid for him.
Okay.
It was the guy who commissioned me. He was kind of like part owner, I guess, of the bar.
Okay.
But then he sold it off. So then a new group, you know, purchased it or whatever. The carts were still there, and they posted a picture of one of them, and my publicist came across it. And she tagged me, just like in the comments, right?
Yeah.
She tagged me, and so people will usually do that. Like if they see my art anywhere, they'll tag me, right? Or they'll like.
Seems pretty normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so, and she just did that, and so I just liked it, right? I just liked her comment, and then you know, I'm on my phone all the time checking my feed and shit. So like, I want to say maybe like 2 days later, I saw that her comment was gone, like on my feed. So I went to the page and it wasn't there anymore. So I asked her if she deleted it, and she said no. And so I asked her to do me a favor and put it back, like tag me again. So she tags me again. And then maybe like 3 days later, I wake up to a text in the morning and she was like, hey, they deleted it again. And I was like, man, mind you, that group, I'm not going to say their name, but that group is known for just being assholes.
Okay.
They're like the typical douchebag club owners. Mm-hmm. Anything, exactly what you're thinking, that's what they are.
I can picture.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't like people like that in general.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that it's them or whoever. It's just those people who think that they're just above others because they work the door or they can get these people in, and you know what I'm saying? Like, like you're a loser, bro. Like, relax. So like, I just don't like people like that. And so that had already just rubbed me the wrong way. And so, that's when I got on my personal Instagram, and I basically was like, hey, I kind of explained it to like my followers, and I was like, hey, do me a favor, go to this post and just tag my art page. And it had like over 100 comments in like probably like 45 minutes. It was like just getting blown. And I went to Facebook and I just description, do me a favor. And I was like, spam these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They want to play. I'm going to show them. So, you know, I was trying to prove a point, and I did. But eventually they were getting so many comments that they turned the comments off. And then they blocked my art page and my personal page. And then they started blocking people that were commenting on it. So they were just going out of their way, obviously, to just like make sure.
Well, it seems like very bizarre behavior.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like more work to do all that than to just leave a comment up.
Right.
Just the first one. It was, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and so then, you know, they blocked me or whatever, and so I couldn't see it anymore. And that's whenever I was like, you know what? I feel like I need to make a video, because what they're gonna do is just sweep it under the rug, right? Now that they turn the commenting off and shit like that, it's just gonna die down. No one's gonna talk about it again. And so what I did was like I made that video and I was kind of just explaining what happened and what they did. And it was more so like this is for kind of like a warning to other artists who are gonna just basically like just in case you ever come across this situation.
Yeah.
Deal, you know
Not
what I mean?
necessarily with those people, with those exact
Just
that
like
company,
just
but like in life.
Just like well, yeah, and but like in general, I've had issues with bar owners, like you know, and so you know they can be very cheap.
Okay.
They all want artwork, but they all want it for free. They just tell you you're gonna get exposure or some shit like that.
So do you ever feel like maybe at some point in your career you might make the decision, for example, like my friend Rachel Carlson, who's the owner of the Traveling Spirit Bar, I've had her on here before. She has a very successful bartending company, like on wheels, a camper and bar carts and stuff like that. She does like, she won't do like bachelorette parties, for example, or like things like that, because she's like, it's just not my clientele. Like we're more like business associated and like, you know, leasing companies, mortgage companies. Like she kind of is very picky with where she allows business to go, or like baby showers and things like that.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like maybe at a point in your career, like you might be like, cool, the money is cool for a bar, or I love that my art would be up there, but it's just not worth the disrespect and the hassle?
Well, I won't get disrespected again, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But it's or they can try. But see, that's what I mean. Like you gotta be stern, man. Like you have to put your foot down, and there's a certain I guess the way that you speak and the way you hold yourself is kind of like they know to not, you know, try to like take advantage of you.
Right.
But to me, I mean, if it makes sense, I think I move pretty like strategically. So if it makes sense, you know, I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna ever. Someone could offer me $50K, and if they try to talk to me stupid, I'd tell them no. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think you should ever let anyone talk to you any sort of way just because they're offering you some money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, that doesn't sit right with me. And it sucks though, because some people actually really need the money depending on the amount, you know? And so they kind of, you know, it sucks because they do it for the money, but then they have these people who are talking down on them or disrespecting them, you know? And I promise you, if you do that shit, man, like you're allowing certain energy to like, I don't know, you're kind of putting off a different, like it's not good. It'll kind of cause like a chain reaction. I feel like it'll attract more shitty people,
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think you got to like stop that as soon as it starts.
Okay.
Or tries to start.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you were a kid in school, I was curious about this because recently I was talking to somebody who their child is in first grade and only does art, will not pay attention to anything. I mean, it's first grade, right? Like still a kid, but like I kind of thought, because I knew this episode was coming, you were coming, and I was like, interesting. I wonder if you started kind of like that. Like, were you using art at a young age to like, I don't know, escape from anything? Was it just natural? Was it just exploring? Was it just fun? You know, is it something that, I don't know, was it just natural and fun, or was it something you consciously started doing?
I know for a fact, I feel like I had this conversation with my dad. Actually, when he was helping me with the Airbnb, he was telling me about how when I was younger, he used to draw and stuff like that. Obviously, it was just like bullshit.
Yeah.
But he said I drew on his truck one time.
Oh.
I had no idea about that until just recently.
Yeah.
And he was like, I wasn't mad. He was like, you just really like to do it. And I was like, damn, that's interesting. But yeah, but like as far as like I know, when I was like in 4th and 5th grade, I'd say I was really big into like comics, but also Garfield.
Okay.
And
Shout out Garfield.
Yeah, straight up.
Where is he now?
Who knows? I wonder if my mom has all my drawings though. She keeps everything, so probably. But yeah, I used to draw like but I would use those characters, but I would make my own comics out of them though.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like storylines or whatever.
Right.
But I was just like obsessed with drawing Garfield. And I knew back then, like, it was fun, but it was very like, it was intriguing because I would create my own story, right?
Yeah.
So that was cool. I mean, but you know, I would say, I would draw a lot, like fourth and fifth grade, like a shit ton.
And your parents were encouraging or supportive of that?
I mean, I don't think they were discouraging. I don't think they would, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still getting work done,
Right.
you know, but that was in Spring Branch, and then sixth grade, junior high, we moved to Katy, and that's when I started kind of like, I met new people and stuff like that, and I kind of started playing sports. So I stopped drawing. And then high school, I didn't draw or anything. I honestly didn't pick up like art again until I was probably like 20, maybe 20. So
Was that when, did you pick up art again before you went to the art institute?
yeah, like
What made you pick it back up again? Like, do you remember that feeling, or
I don't. I
maybe
just
a
know
breakup?
No, no, that was not it. I don't know. I don't remember, or I want to say, I can't really remember. I just know that I didn't go to the art institute just like, I can't remember really. I don't know. It's been so long, but I want to say that I would, because I was always drawing, kind of like just doodling and shit, and I knew that I wanted to do something like I wanted to be a creative. And I didn't even know graphic design was a thing. That's what I went to school for.
Okay.
And so when I found out, but my biggest thing was, it was what I found annoying about school, I guess in general, was the fact that you had to do all these classes before you started taking the courses for your career, essentially.
Right.
And I hated that because I hated everything before that.
You just wanted to get to it.
I just wanted to do it. And so when I found out about the Art Institute, which is like a trade school, essentially, like you get in there and you immediately basically start.
Right.
And so that's whenever it intrigued me. I found out about the Art Institute, and then I found out about graphic design. And that's whenever I just basically signed up, you know. And that's whenever, you know, I was taught how to, I feel like I've always been pretty like, I don't know what the word would be, but like I can kind of like logos and stuff, like, or someone tells me like, hey, I'm starting a pizza shop or something like that, and this is the name, so I can't think of a logo, could you think of something for me? I thought that was always fun.
Okay.
You know, having to like try to create something with like just like 2-3 keywords or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but you know, Art Institute is expensive. And then graphic design doesn't really pay too well.
Yeah.
So I had to make a decision. I was like, you know what? And then YouTube, I feel like YouTube was like really starting to pop off.
Right.
And everyone was like, dude, you can learn so much through YouTube. You know, you can just be a freelancer. So I said, you know, I quit and I said I was going to do freelance. And I think I probably got like 1 or 2 projects. And then I just stayed at my 9 to 5.
Okay.
And then it died down again.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But then I was painting, but it was just like very like spaced out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. What is dating like as an artist and maybe a public figure, a local Houston public? You have people sliding into your DMs. Are you on the apps? Do people want you to draw their bodies?
All of the above. I've gotten.
Do you do it?
No, I don't. Or I haven't, at least. I downloaded the apps probably like, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. Same shit. I don't know if you've ever gotten on them.
Yeah. I hate the streets. I hate those apps.
I don't need another app to I'm, you know, it's just,
But so you're busy creating art, right? Like, I don't know how often you would say how many hours a week, probably fluctuates, but like, do you feel like you have time to go out and date, or
I just don't like.
don't want to date, don't care to date?
That's well. So here's the deal. Like so the last relationship that I had was a pretty serious one. This would be like a whole story. Long story short, we met on Instagram.
Okay.
She moved here. We had started dating.
Instagram can work.
It can, 100%.
Okay.
She,
Noted.
yeah, she, we actually met through a hashtag. I completely forgot about that till now. Yeah, it was crazy. Damn, I just thought about that.
I'm gonna start hashtagging.
Yeah, yeah. And what's crazy is that I posted it and then I went back and added it. Like
What was the hashtag?
Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. And I guess she just, when you follow you can follow a hashtag.
Yeah.
And things will pop up.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that. I think that's how she found me. That she added me.
Okay.
But we made it official before we met, because she was living in Canada and I was here. Yeah. And then
You never met in real life.
No. And
FaceTimed though. You knew.
Yeah,
that...
yeah. We had
Okay.
like every day. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then she moved here for 8 months, and then I moved to Vancouver with her, and I was out there for 6 months.
Okay.
And then, but that was a pretty serious relationship, and one thing that was about, let's say maybe like 2 years, close to 2 years, but I want to say like one thing that I've realized that about me is that I'm pretty selfish with my time.
Okay.
I don't put any.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, well, some people might think so. I don't put anyone first except myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to go to the gym, I have to work, I have to paint. There's things that I have to do, and then after that, then we can, hang out and shit.
But do you agree that you would, like, if you met somebody, or maybe with your previous person,
The answer is no.
No, not put them first. Not put them first. Did you think that's what I was going to say?
Yeah.
No. You will make time.
So that's the thing. I always make time.
Yeah.
There's compromise. I get that, but
it wouldn't. I don't think it would even be like I have to make time for this human. Like, it's like it just would come naturally.
That's what you would think, but that's how I know I need to be alone, because okay, so I guess the answer. But I think maybe, but I don't see it like anytime soon.
Okay.
Any chance I get, I'm usually being productive.
Okay.
I will say I nap every day, because I know people who see this would be like, this guy naps though all the time. I do. But the reason I nap is because my day starts over. Like, literally, I wake up, right? I go to the gym. I go to the studio, I do my thing. And then, I go home, hang out. And then I usually get like maybe like 2 or 3 hours at the house, right? Hang out, whatever.
Okay.
And then I wake up and I just do it literally again. So exact same thing. And then I'm like, and then I usually pass out. I was telling him probably like 2 or 3 a.m.
Oh, okay.
So I have 2 work days, and instead of, forcing 8 to 10 hours of work, because, art.
You work 2 days of the week.
No, I work 2 days in 1 day.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So
Okay.
like today I woke up a little bit late, but usually if let's just say I didn't have this, I would have gone straight to the gym. Then I would have gone to the studio.
I appreciate you making the time for me.
Yeah, for sure. See, I made some time. But
you probably had to weigh it out. Like, who is this girl? Is it going to benefit me in some way? Right? Like,
strategic moves.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
I can appreciate that.
Yeah. But yeah, I work 4 or 5 hours. Then I go home, and kind of just do the same thing.
Okay.
And it's just a routine that I enjoy. And I know with like just the more that I work, the more shit that happens. It's just, it's what I've been doing the past, 4 years.
So did you go to the Van Gogh date?
No. Well, no, this was like 4 days ago. We just talked about this.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we talked about the, what is that? Illusion museum or something like
I'm
that?
really not a museum girly.
See, no, I like museums. I just thought it was funny because she sent me like
That was cute. That was a
specific.
good move.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like,
Thought out.
but you know what? That made me start to think though that the museums here suck. Like,
Mm.
because I don't know if you've been to Chicago or New York.
New York, yeah.
But you don't like museums though.
I mean,
I think-
it's not my go-to.
I think those would change.
I would
your
like
mind.
to be a bit more cultured in that way.
I think those would change your mind. Honestly,
Okay.
I don't know what made you not like museums. Is it here?
I just have never done it. Like, it's just never been in my repertoire. Like, I did go to a museum on a first day, and it was cute.
So I think the only thing that museums are missing are drinks, because that'd be dope.
Okay, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need a little bit more, like,
Yeah, no.
a little more action, please.
Yeah, because it's very well. That's why I don't like the ones here, because they're very. See, I'm not a fan of that whole fancy, like, snobby, like, art shit.
Yeah, I just feel a little bit like I'm supposed to be, like, so impressed and so, like, enamored by everything, and then I feel a little bit kind of like an idiot that I'm like, what is... I mean, I like that for whoever did that. That's so cool.
No,
but I don't.
And you're allowed to
get
feel
it.
that way though, because I feel like that too sometimes. You know, I don't appreciate all pieces of art, but that's what I think is what's dope about it.
Yeah,
But
I know somebody does.
Yeah,
for sure.
Some of the things that I mean, you know, as an artist, the reason I enjoy it is because I like to almost like study like up close as close as I can get to see how they did the thing, because that's what's really impressive to me.
Yeah.
Even the things that you think that are like very simple, I guarantee you
It was not.
well, the thing is it can be, but that probably wasn't the first time they did it. So like it takes time. There's so many things that go into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Honestly, the easier shit is the hardest shit in my mind, because overthinking.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when is this done exactly?
Right.
When is it complete? If you're not looking at a photo reference or something like that, how do you know when this is finished? That's why it's so hard for me I've never done abstract, because how do you know when it's done? So they literally do it off of like a lot of them do it off of emotion, but it's more so like they just know, which is very impressive to me, you know, because again, I would never know when this shit's done.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So some of the stuff like and that's the kind of the perspective that I have whenever I go to museums. But I will say I'm a bigger fan of like modern art and pop art and stuff like that. We don't have a lot of that here.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
I would say.
But like Chicago and New York, they have some badass stuff.
Okay, maybe it won't write museums off.
You should go get drinks and then go to the museum, I promise you.
It'll be better.
Yeah, and if you go alone, take some headphones. It's a vibe. Okay. I love it. It's cool.
Maybe a little weed gummy. That could be fun.
I wouldn't know. I don't smoke, but
I don't really smoke, but every once in a while a little half gummy won't hurt you.
I've thought about that though, but doesn't it help you? But doesn't it make you tired?
Depends on which.
Oh, I thought about doing that for like to sleep, but
yeah. Okay, I ask every guest at the end of the episode for a wine of the week. Of course, we've kind of been doing a little bit of that all episode, but do you have anything that is just grinding your gears, just pissing you off besides shitty bar owners?
Yeah, traffic.
Yeah.
Traffic, the heat.
The heat.
The heat is ridiculous.
What's traffic like in Vancouver?
There's still traffic.
Do people like just ride horses there? I feel like it's like a faraway land for me.
That's wild. Do you know where Vancouver is?
Yes.
No, I don't think I saw a horse out there.
I absolutely know that, but I just feel like Vancouver, like, what do they do there? Like, how do they get around? I've never been.
Vehicles. They get.
Have you ever been to Bali?
No.
There's an island there called, well, there's a few islands. They're called the Gili Tea Islands, and there's one called the Gili Trawangan, and it's like a party island, and they pay off the police, and you can go there and do a whole bunch of mushrooms. I didn't, because I've seen Brokedown Palace, and I'm not gonna be in a Bali jail for the rest of my life. But anyway, they have bicycles and horses.
Nice.
And that's kind of what I picture Vancouver being.
I feel like Bali and Vancouver are two separate. Vancouver is very like There's Vancouver is actually fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It is crazy. The place that we had, we could see like the beach, the mountains, and then like thankfully I got to see some snow before I left.
Okay.
So like you would see it fucking like the ice caps and stuff like that.
Okay, that's pretty.
It's really nice. But you get like, you can, yeah, they have it all there. It's really dope. And they have cars. So yeah. I mean, they
Not horse and buggy.
No, they do a lot of
Would be cool though.
I don't know if that'd be cool out there. I would expect you to say that about here, but not Vancouver.
No.
Are you? I think you're. No, I don't think you know where it's at.
Vancouver, Canada?
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you just like seen it? Google like an image.
It's like Rhode Island. Do you know anybody who lives in Rhode Island? Like, I just feel like, what are they doing out there? That's kind of, I know people that live in Vancouver, but that's what I feel like.
I wouldn't think horses out there either.
Like snowboards? I don't know. It just feels far away for me in my head.
Yeah, well, it is. But they do they do a lot of like biking, I guess, out there though.
See? Bicycles
and walking, yeah.
Walking.
Because
yeah, Houston is not walkable.
Hell no. That's what was funny about whenever, my ex came, or when she was about to come over here, she was like talking about how we could like go for a walk, and she was like, I could just walk to go get like some groceries. I'm like, no, you cannot.
Not walking to get groceries.
No.
Not up in here.
It's like 4 miles.
Yeah.
Like, and you're gonna hit
in
traffic.
The heat.
Fucking
You're
on
gonna
foot.
hit traffic.
This is
Oh my god, that's
ridiculous.
hilarious. Okay, where can we, or my listeners, find your art and follow you on social, all that good stuff?
My website is www.irartwork.com. Or my Instagram is, are you gonna put all this down there?
Yeah.
Okay. It's IR_artwork.
Okay.
That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. And it's like the most updated of everything.
For art or sliding in his DMs. I mean, I did slide in your DMs for this interview.
You did.
answered quickly.
Yeah, I'm quick with it. It's important to be fast whenever it's about business.
Yeah, of course. Well, I appreciate you coming.
Thank you for sure.
Winers, as usual, you can go to adultishwines.com to get your merch. Follow me, Paige_Crutcher on Instagram or adultishwines on Instagram. And I'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.
Love you.